Team of Fluent Artists, what's happening? We are live. All right, come on in. Type your name, where you from in the chat. My name is Sharess. I am your host for this evening. Let me turn my mic down. I got my camera on the side so I can see the comments. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get started sharp at 8:30 Eastern time. All right. All right. So while we waiting on everyone to come, if you're here because you want to sell art, right, to high income collectors, you want to make money selling art online, you are in the right place. So you just saw Tierra with that $2,000 sale for the Galactic Jellies. Here's Jasmine. She made over $15,800 in about 20 days. Here's another one from Jasmine, man. She set a goal to make $5K in a month, but she ended up doing over $5,500 in a week. There's some more cash from Miss Joe right there. More money from Jasmine. Here's some more sales from Tierra. As you see, man, we could just scroll through as we wait to get started. Artists are using this information I'm going to share with you tonight to make money selling their art. There's John Tay with another $2,000 sale right there for that beautiful lamb piece. Here's Joe with a 2K sale. Incredible abstract piece right there. Here's Miss Jovan and Son Yu selling art. Miss Tasha. All right, here's Miss Joe Claire Z. We're going to show you some of his record-breaking weeks selling his art. Diana with some sales. All right, so we got artists from all over the world, different price points, selling art all the time, man. So we're really excited to share this wisdom with you tonight. So come in, type your name, where you from in the chat. Want to make sure that you can hear me. And it is time. So let's get right into it, all right? So, man, I want to share a story with you about a fluent artist, Jasmine, all right? So if you're sick and tired of not selling your art online, not getting the sales for the prices that you think you deserve, man, you are absolutely in the right place. All right. And so if you're sick of being just a starving artist in any capacity, just type yes in the chat for me. All right. Now, if you haven't succeeded in the past, listen, it is not your fault. I'm an artist as well. And I learned firsthand that the art industry, they don't teach us how to sell art on purpose because they want to control who makes it in the industry. Right. And so I already knew that the art market only wanted the chosen few to succeed. And I had the difficult experience firsthand when I did my first art event. All right. And so I found out that it's really us versus them. And that's us, that's the affluent artists, man, that are taking control of their art and the wealth that their art creates versus like the industry, the gatekeepers, and sometimes the galleries that don't want you to build direct relationships with your collectors because they don't want you to cut them out. All right. And so I know it can be scary and a little tough sometimes trying to figure this stuff out and navigate everything, man, but you are in the right places. So Jasmine, she watched this masterclass that you're on right now, and she said, let me put this in perspective for you guys. For years, I gave away my art for free. I joined the Fluent Artist January last year. 1 year ago, I was still selling most of my original art for $200, and my biggest sale this time last year was $500 to a hospital. This month, if I make no more money for the next 10 days, I will have total to make over $15,800. I am floored. I never thought this was possible for me. All right. And so if you want to sell over $15,000 in 20 days, type yes in the chat for me. All right. Because you're absolutely in the right place. And so my goal here is simple. I want to help you become an affluent artist. And so this presentation is designed to help two types of artists. One, if you are an emerging artist, we want to help you get more confidence to sell your art and raise your prices. If you are an established artist, I want to help you get more exposed to high income collectors globally so you can start selling your art online. All right. And so I've talked to several established artists. Some of them are doing deals with galleries and dealers, and they want to go direct to the collectors so they can make more money. All right. And so for both groups, my goal is to help you accomplish your dreams, hit your sales goals, and become well known so you can increase your status and finally leave your 9-to-5 to become a full-time affluent artist. All right. And so the only way for you to make this transformation so you can consistently sell your art online is by being an affluent artist. And the only way to be an affluent artist is with artwork. All right. And so if I help you become an affluent artist so you can make more money selling art, will you promise to spend a little bit of that with me and my company in the future? I just type yes in the chat if you can make that promise if I help you become an affluent artist so you can start making more money selling art online. All right. And so my name is Sharess. All right. And like many of you, man, I've been an artist my entire life. So that's young Sharess. in the top left corner right there. This is a picture that I drew of my son and I for his first birthday. And I'm a hooper, man. I love playing basketball. I played Division I college basketball as well. But while I was in school, man, I didn't have any collectors, talking about zero sales skills. And then my house burned down the day after Christmas. And my family and I, we lost everything that we had. And I lost all of my art. And so I was really depressed. And I ended up dropping out in 2007. And man, my confidence was low and it was just really hard to sell art and break into the industry. And so I said, you know what, man, I really want to be an artist. I want to figure this out. So I became obsessed with mastering business online. I really wanted to make it. And so I knew the first thing I needed was mentorship and guidance. Okay. And so I ended up writing a letter to 17 multimillionaires. And the first one responded with this guy, Mike, right here, marketing and sales skill, that he actually hired me. And I helped him launch a product, and we ended up making $1.8 million in the first 7 days. And it ended up doing over $2.8 million in the following 8 weeks. And so I was blown away by that result. And man, Mike, he was too. So he gave me an incredible testimonial, right? And so I became a #1 best-selling business author, just sharing that process with the world. And so I've been blessed to speak all over the world on stages, teaching people how to sell their products and services online with my book, my #1 bestseller, How to Create Lifetime Customers. And you can check that out on Amazon, okay? And I've also helped celebrities like Cynthia Bailey sell her products and services. And I've just really helped a lot of creators make money. And I've been very proud of all of the work that I've been able to do. But even with this success, I still had dreams of being a full-time artist, okay? And then I had an epiphany one day. I was like, you know what? Whether it's a new artist, an emerging artist, or a starving artist, I was like, man, that only means you don't have a consistent flow of collector leads and sales. That's the only thing that means, right? Like I learned this from my marketing experience. And so then I thought, I was like, what would happen if I applied those #1 best-selling internet marketing and sales principles to fine art, okay? And so I had a crazy plan. I said, you know what? I want to host my first art event and I want to sell out the show. I want to use what I've learned to sell out the show. A bunch of beautiful people show up, man. The collectors had a great time and we sipping wine and eating hors d'oeuvres. And most importantly, man, we sold art. And so I sold a $2,000 piece at my very first art event. Type yeah that if you want to sell a piece for $2K or more at your first or next art show. All right. And this is my friend Melissa, who was at that event. She said, flashback to this dope art investors event by Charest. All of these pieces sold and have already doubled in value. Now, while we were having a good time of selling art, I realized that we had some real problems, okay? First, doing it that way, it cost me $5,000 up front to put on a show. Although we were selling art with Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, really anything, it left all of our art sales disorganized. Everything was hard to track. Plus, the biggest problem, we couldn't easily follow up with the collectors that had just spent thousands of dollars with us, right? Some of these tools, you don't get the phone number, email. You definitely don't get like the credit or debit card on file so you can easily follow up to sell more art. And I knew this was a huge, huge problem. And so this is what inspired the Affluent Artist movement, because I couldn't find a solution. I knew I had to create a new way for you to have 100% unlimited access to your collector's information and a tool that makes everything easy to sell your art on and offline, okay? And so as an affluent artist, you need one system that accepts payments up to $1 million. You should be able to easily sell your art anywhere, in person or online. Ideally, you could track your art, your sales, and your collector's information all in one place. We want to make it easy for collectors to buy your art with one click, like they're ordering on Amazon. And collectors can track their net worth in your art so they can see your value increase as an artist. And I want to bring interested collectors to you, right? You want to bring collectors to me that are excited to buy art from us, okay? But it was really hard and expensive to create. I wasted over $30,000 in over a year hiring 2 dev teams to create artwork. I invested every penny to my name, so I thought about giving up. But I knew going back to the old way wouldn't work for me because I had just tried it, right? So I found a 3rd development team, and I was like, I'm going to go one more time. And man, I'm so excited to share that the new artwork app and our automated collector system that I created, it started working so well that many artists were selling art within 7 days. All right. And so here's Kira. She actually sold her first piece in only 19 hours right after she graduated high school when she was only 18. All right. And so we're going to detail exactly how she did that, man. And she currently holds the record for the fastest sale. Here's a Flooring Artist Z. He said, I haven't had a chance to report on my record-breaking success this past week. And so he sold 7 prints, 8 commissions, and his down payments equaled over $1,800. All right. And so he made several $1,000s when he got paid all of the final payments. All right. And then here's one of my favorite stories of Flooring Artist Jennifer. She's a single mother of 4 kids. And after watching this masterclass, she sold a little over 20. She sold a piece in a little over 24 hours. All right. So you see, she said it took a little longer than 24 hours, but I have my first sale. It's amazing how much money I left on the table by not following up. And she continued to invest into her art career. And this is when she went down to Art Basel. I typed yes in the chat if you want to make it down to Art Basel. And so she sold a piece for $5,840 down there to these beautiful collectors right here. And then because of Jen's success just continued to compound, she was actually invited to London to go to Sotheby's Art Business Institute of Art. All right. Man, type yes in the chat if you like to be invited by Sotheby's or Christie's to learn directly what they're doing to sell millions of dollars worth of art at these auctions. All right. Type yes in the chat. And so, man, I'm just really impressed with her art and her journey. And so after creating artwork and helping all kind of artists transform into a fluent artist, I realized we no longer had to wait for galleries to accept us, wait on word of mouth to sell art, or already have a big following on social media. The old way of being a starving artist was officially dead, all right? And so what I need from you is one thing, and it's really simple, and that's belief. And so I will give you the solutions to become a full-time affluent artist, but you have to believe you can do it and put it into action, all right? Because nothing hurts me more than giving you the game than seeing you weeks, months, or years later clinging to the same starving artist problems, all right? And so here's Brisha Jones, man. When she became an affluent artist, she said for the first quarter of this year, she set a goal to make $12K. As of today, she's super happy to have hit $13,000 instead. She said, keep going, all right? So type yes in the chat if you want to start to exceed your sales goals like Brisha Jones here, man. Just type yes in the chat, all right? And because of our success, I was actually invited to speak on investing in art at BlackRock, which is the world's largest asset manager. So we have deep relationships with collectors that have money, all right? And then, man, some senators from the country of Barbados, they actually caught wind of all of the success that we were having, helping artists sell their art to collectors around the world, that they actually flew me into the country to help the artists on the island sell their art as well. And so after the pandemic, tourism really dried up, and these incredibly talented artists, they just weren't able to sell as much art. And so they brought me in to help create a plan so they can get global access to new collectors all over the world, okay? And so if you struggle to sell your art, listen, it is not your fault, because I went to art school as well, and they don't teach you how to sell your art. They don't teach you how to sell your art or market your art. You will become a better artist and develop your talent, but they don't really teach you how to have a career, okay? And so after over 20 years in business and helping artists sell worldwide, type yes in the chat if it's your turn to get your own collectors, skip the high dealer fees, and sell your art online all over the world. I type yes in the chat, all right? Because once you discover these 3 secrets, you will have the keys to get new collectors online so you can accomplish your dream vision for your art. Man, I'm really excited to share this wisdom with you today, all right? And so let's go ahead and get into the 3 secrets to selling art online, all right? Secret number 1 is charging your worth. How this one thing makes collectors excited to buy your art at luxury prices. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I discovered this secret at our first live art event, okay? And my friend Melissa here, man, you see she has some incredible art behind her. She also creates wearable art, and she is a very professional artist. That's one of the things that I love most about her and her art brand, right? And so while we were at this event, this is how we sold a piece for $2,000, okay? This is how we sold this piece for $2,000 at that very first event. And so I was really surprised that the collector bought it, because he didn't know who she was. He didn't follow her on social media. He had never heard of her brand or any of the things that she had accomplished. And so I asked him, I was like, man, why did you invest? And he said, Sharess, I think the art is great, but it was the story. I said, I think the art is great, but it really was the story. And so if you're posting like this with no sales, whether you're getting a lot of engagement or a little engagement, If you put in the price, the medium, the size, if you put in a bunch of hashtags and telling people to DM you for the price and you're not really getting any sales, just add your story. Okay. Just add your story. And so Jasmine, she said, I posted this piece that I'm still working on last night and I sold a pre-order print 9 a.m. this morning. Gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. All right. So again, she used the power of her story to pre-sell this piece before it was done. That's what you can use. That's what you can do when you begin using your story. And she also sold this piece in the first 7 days. Okay. And so if you're here to sell your first and next piece over $1,000, type yes in the chat like Miss Raquel here. You are absolutely in the right place. And here's Brisha Jones. Let me show you how she used the power of her story before we give you this framework to get these collectors to buy this piece for over $6,209. I type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for over $6,000. And so this was a big deal for Brisha. She said she was speechless because it was significant because it was the highest piece that she had ever sold. So we helped her break her personal sales record at the time. And it was also the biggest piece that she ever sold. It was a 60 by 48. And so the collector, this is what she wrote about what inspired her to buy the piece. So she said, my husband and I had a hard week and an already pretty messed up year. I know we're not special in any regards. Everything seems hard right now for everyone. She said, when my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, wow, we love that. And then we talked about how it made us feel. Hope, moving out of our comfort zone, leaving a bad year and entering a new place, fearlessness. When we read your thoughts on it as well, it just seemed like we needed it in our home. Thank you for painting this beautiful piece. It will be the conversation piece of the many meals we share with friends as we embrace a new era in the world, one of expanding fearlessness. All right, so type yes in the chat if you see the power your story has on the collector's emotions. I just type yes in the chat, and this works for abstract art, right? Fearless Expanded is an abstract piece, all right? And so this is how you break sales records of Fluent Artists. And a quick hint again, it's not about the time or size. And so as an artist, you know that the more time you spend with your craft, you get more skilled. And so you're going to get faster, right? So it doesn't really make sense to not charge as much because it takes you less time. And then the same thing with size. We know wall art that hangs in people's homes is oftentimes more valuable than murals on the side of a building. So it's not really about time or size. It's about your art story, okay? And your art story has to touch your collector's emotions, all right? It has to touch your collector's emotions. So make sure you get a pen and pad out. I'm going to show you a simple framework that we use to create powerful art stories. And you can also use ChatGPT to help you with this as well if you want to use some AI, okay? So A equals the art star. Now, who's the art star in your art story? Every story has to have a star, okay? R equals the role. What's the art star's role in your art story? What do they want to do? What are they trying to accomplish? What are they trying to overcome, okay? And so in Brisha's abstract piece, Fearless Expanded, the role was to help you overcome your fear, okay? And then T equals twist. So what's the emotional twist in your art story? And so if you watch good movies, you know movies have you on the edge of your seat thinking about twists and turns and what's about to happen next. You can create a compelling story that does the same thing for your artwork, okay? And so let me show you how this piece right here used the art story framework to sell at an astronomical price at auction, all right? And so first, the art star. Who's the art star? That's Dr. Gachet, all right? This piece is titled The Portrait of Dr. Gachet, okay? What's his role? His role is he's Van Gogh's doctor, all right? So that's simple enough. But then what's the twist of Fluent Artist? The twist is the doctor may have killed Van Gogh, all right? The doctor may have killed Van Gogh. And you know people love murder mysteries, man. They be going crazy all in your business trying to figure out who did it, what happened, right? And the results of this story became so sensationalized in the media that it actually sold for a record-breaking $82.5 million at Christie's, all right? Now, I want to have a little fun and put a little line in the sand. So I know some artists are here. You want to sell art for a few $100s, few thousand, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars, right? But if you want to sell your art for millions, put 82.5 million in the chat, all right? Put 82.5 million in the chat if you want to sell your art for millions, because we know success leaves clues. If somebody else can sell art for millions, we can as well, all right? Drop your 82.5 million in the chat, all right? And so now, artists, I've shown you how becoming an affluent artist And creating your art story allows your art to truly sell itself for higher prices. Now, I want you to write down your new price and type it in the chat for me. All right, write down your new price, type it in the chat. Let me and the other artists know what your new prices are after you apply your art story. Okay. And so, artists, this works for you if you are a painter, a sculptor, you do acrylic pouring, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It literally works for all affluent artists at all prices. Okay. And so, man, let's get into it. We rocking and rolling. I type yes in the chat if you're excited about secret number 2, how to get one-click collectors. All right, we're going to show you how to get instant access to ready-to-buy collectors. All right, let's get into it. So I got to tell you, artists, I see you with the 1,500 to 2,000. All right, so listen, I couldn't believe this happened, man, because this piece right here, it represents a massive change in my life and how we actually got to where we are right now. And so one of my classmates from the College of Art and Design, from the year I did at Fort Valley, he actually invited me to his art show. So I ran into him. He invited me to his show. And so I'm an artist, but I'm also a collector as well. And I love to support local artists, man, just reinvest into their business and also invest into my community. And so I go down to the show. Man, they had a beautiful setup. They had 3 different spaces, and I saw this piece. And I absolutely love this piece. Like, I love the colors. I love the hair. I like the profile, the earrings, the haircut. Like, I just thought it was really, really fly. All right. And one of my classmates did this. And so I was like, I got to support him. But when I wanted to buy this piece, I approached him and I'm literally pressing my business credit card in his chest. And I'm like, yo, I want to buy this piece. And you know what he said? He said, Sharess, I can't take your money. People usually cash at me. And that really blew my mind because he turned down a sale. And I just could not believe that. And I got to thinking, like, man, I wonder how many artists are turning down sales because they can't take payments. And so, have you experienced this? Just type me in the chat if you've ever experienced anything like this. Okay. Now, if you have experienced it, that's cool. But I got to let you know, rule number 1 is get paid. All right. So, everybody put get paid in the chat. We got to make sure that we're able to accept payments of all kinds so you can get paid. We can't be turning down money. All right. So, rule number 1 is get paid. Everybody put get paid in the chat. So if you can't take payments, man, we got to upgrade this, especially for 2026. All right. We got to upgrade your systems and everything that you're doing. If you're still using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, taking actual cash, listen, get paid. But some collectors at certain levels, they're not going to want to do business with you because they don't get a receipt from all of these payment methods. And that's a problem if they pay you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more, and you don't give them a receipt. If you don't deliver the art or something happened to it, they don't have, they don't have the transaction, man. And so sometimes they won't do business with you if they don't get the proper documentation. Okay. So you got to watch out for that. Get paid, but you also want to upgrade your game. All right. And then social selling. I know, put guilty in the chat if you ever dropped a photo of your art and said something like email or DM me for price. All right. I see it happen all the time. It's really common. And then you get a lot of crickets, right? People not emailing or DMing you, and you're not making any money, okay? And then taking orders on paper. Listen, it's 2026. We got to upgrade your game so we can stop taking orders on paper, all right? And then low or no website sales. So I know some artists, they either have websites and they not making sales, or people not coming, they don't know how long they stand, or you got a website and you're not making any sales at all, right? And so I created artwork to help you solve all of these problems and make it easy for collectors to buy your art with one click. And so, man, I'm so grateful to be able to help artists just like you sell their art. So Tierra, she sold this piece. She said, I loaded some of my original art on the app a couple of days ago, and about 30 minutes ago, got a notification that one of my pieces sold. Still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but great way to end the night. Seriously, thank you, Sharess, for perfecting the app. It definitely is a game changer for us as artists. All right. So I'm going to show you a quick demo of artwork. This is our demo account. We want to protect our collectors' data, but you can see how easy it is to sell your art, track all of your sales, and how simple it is for collectors to buy your art with one click.
Hey, my name is Sharess May, and I want to give you a quick demo of the Artwork app. So the Artwork app does 2 very simple things. All right. If you are an artist, it allows you to sell your art, get collectors all over the world, and manage all of the most important key metrics in your business. And if you are a collector, it makes it simple for you to buy art with the click of a button and track the value of your art collection. All right. And so I'm going to show you the artist side of the dashboard first, then I'll pause and take you to the collector side. So when you're logged in as an artist and you're on your sales dashboard, you'll see your gross revenue, how many pieces you sold, what's the average price. All right. And this sales graph will show you your sales over any amount of time. Right here, you can set a sales goal. If say you set it for $100,000, if you made some sales today, that number will be in blue at the top, and this dial will show you how much you've made. We haven't made any sales today. This is our test account. And if you hover over it, you can see how many sales you made today. And it's really simple to add a new goal as well. As you start making sales, you'll see your top sellers right here. So you see it by name, how many pieces you sold in case you have prints or multiples, and you'll see how much revenue you made from each piece. Right here under your new orders tab, you'll see your latest orders. And so you stay on top of what needs to be shipped out. Down here at the bottom, you'll see your top collectors. So you'll see them by name, how many pieces they own in their collection, and how much money they've invested with you in your art business. All right. And then once you go to your artwork tab, this is where you'll see all of the art that you have listed on the site, ready for sale, and also in the marketplace for collectors to buy with one click. So let's say you want to add art. It's very simple. You click add artwork. You just have to fill out these fields right here. And once you click save, it'll save it. I'm just going to close that. If you want to email it to a collector, you can click share offer, enter your collector's email, send the offer. Email is already pre-written. They can click directly to the link and buy your art. If you like to copy a link, you can copy it as normal and send it via text message or share it on social media. And also, if you want to delete your product, it's very simple and easy to delete. As collectors begin buying art from you, you will see collectors in your dashboard. So you see all of the information right here, so you can contact with them and follow up with them and make future sales. If you click on that dashboard, you'll see a list of all of the art they purchased from you here. As your orders start coming through, you'll see your order and payment history right here. So you see if they were successful or failed transactions, all right, who bought it, the artwork, the purchase amount, and the date. And then as your money is being in transit to your bank account and deposited, you will also see your payouts here, all right? And so when you want to begin buying as a collector, all you have to do is click switch to collector, and it'll take you to the collection side of the marketplace, all right? And again, this is our test marketplace right here, but I'm going to pause for a moment to show you how simple it is to buy as a collector. So now I'm logged into the app as our test collector. And so you see when art is sold out, it'll be sold out in the marketplace, all right? And you can just scroll through the marketplace to check out all of the art that's available on the dashboard, all right? And so let's say if you want to buy something, it's very simple. You can click buy now. And if we have your card on file, you can choose which card you want to use. If you need to add a new one, you can do that. But let's say we want to select this card. We click confirm order. And it's that simple, all right? It's purchased. And so now if you want to go check your collection, you can click collection, and it'll take you to your collection. You see we just purchased this one right here, all right? So you can see all of your active collection. And as you are buying from artists, you can also see the artists that you're purchasing artwork from, all right? So I'm going to go back to the marketplace real quick. And let's say if you want to add it to your cart, you can add it to your cart. So you want to get a couple in there. And you can easily check your shopping cart and go to the checkout page and buy all of the pieces at the same time. So it's a very simple tool for artists to sell their art, and also for collectors to buy, track the value of their collection as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Talk to you soon.
All right, type yes in the chat if you love artwork, man. If you see how simple and easy it is to sell your art, all right, and how just crazy simple it is for collectors to buy. So I want to answer a couple of frequently asked questions. So first, artists, you can set your own price, all right? You can write your art story in the description. Collectors can buy multiple pieces just by adding it to their shopping cart. We like to add the shipping fee to the art price, right? So let's say you're selling a piece for $2,000 and the shipping is $100. we will list it at $2,100. All right. If you sell it in physical art, you will ship it directly to the collector after they purchase. Sales deposit in your account in 24 to 48 hours, so you get paid very quickly. And then artwork gets a small 10% commission, okay? And then here's some other sales, man. Jen sold Purpose, Tierra, Bright Future, love the pastel colors there. And then Christina sold Veil of Night here. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell your first or next piece on artwork, like Magdalena. She said, I'm very happy. I sold my first piece in artwork, many thanks to my new collectors. All right. And so, artists, I've shown you how artwork saves you time, money, and makes it easy for collectors to buy your art with one click. Type yes in the chat if you're excited to use artwork to get collectors. I just type yes in the chat if you're excited to use artwork to get collectors. So, artists, man, I'm so excited to share this third secret with you. All right. So these are the 3 secrets of selling your art online. Secret number 3 is a big one that artists always ask me about, and that's how to get high income collectors. All right. We need to get some collectors that got some money. So we're going to show you how to leverage AI for exposure to collectors that spend millions on art. All right. Make sure you're taking notes here. Ask plenty of questions. All right. So Christy, when she started using this, she said, okay, I'm about to cry right now. On my own way of selling, I would have gotten $200 for this piece. It would have taken me a while to even get that. So I followed the steps of this course. I made an ad. I spent only $7 and sold my piece for $700. And it took me a few hours to sell. All right. So listen, think about whatever your price point is right now, what price point you want to use when you start using your art story. But think, man, she only spent $7, $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7, and sold a piece for over $700. All right. Type cents in the chat if that makes sense to you, like dollars and cents. CENTS. All right. Because that makes sense to me. That's a huge return on investment. It does not cost a lot of money to invest in art, to put your art in front of collectors that will buy it. Okay. And she was a newbie to this. Okay. So she made a sale in only a few hours after advertising. And she made over $2,300 in her first 3 weeks just getting started with this for the first time. Okay. And so I love friends and family sales because they all add up. And so, like Tierra, she sold a Galactic Jellies to a friend and family for $2,000. Mr. Emmanuel sold this piece for $500 to a sister at his church, right? But sometimes we want to go global, right? We want to get global exposure. And for you, that could mean you want to expand in your city or your state. You might want to expand around your country. But if any country has Facebook and Instagram, we can advertise to them to put your art in front of your target collectors, okay? And so after our first wave of affluent artist success, I knew I wanted to help more artists get high income collectors online by leveraging the power of AI and online ads. And because of my experience buying ads on social media, I knew there was only one place I needed to go to get ready to buy collectors, and that's Instagram, all right? And so artists, always remember, success leaves clues. So Forbes, they said with Sotheby's $363.2 million sale, the art market passed the first major test of the pandemic. All right. Type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to target those collectors that's spending millions at Sotheby's. All right. Type yes in the chat because that makes sense for me. Okay. And then Business Insider, it said for now, the art world has gone digital. And for some, that's a good thing. Some, that means us, the affluent artists. Okay. And so it says Artsy, an online art marketplace, said they saw a 92% increase in e-commerce sales in April, and interest from galleries have increased by 60%. So type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to start targeting these collectors that's starting to spend all of this money buying art online. All right, that makes sense for me. Okay, and so if that makes sense for you and you wanted to actually target these collectors, it's really simple. So when we go inside the Facebook and Instagram dashboard, we can go to a place where we can start to do some targeting. All right, and so if you look in the top red box, that says the United States. So I live in the U.S. We're in Atlanta, Georgia. But you can literally use whatever country that you live in, okay? And then also the interest in the bottom left, it says Sotheby's. So we saw that Forbes article where the collectors were spending millions of dollars at Sotheby's, okay? And we know Sotheby's, they do billions in art sales between Sotheby's and Christie's. And so if it makes sense for you to target Sotheby's like that makes sense for me, all we got to do is click that green create ad button in the top right corner. And it's going to take us to a section called detailed targeting, okay? Everybody type the word financial in the chat. I type the word financial in the chat because when you get to this detailed targeting section, we can target the Sotheby's brand and all the collectors that are spending millions of dollars with Sotheby's. And when we put that financial layering on, we can actually target the collectors that make the most money, that like Sotheby's, okay? So you see it says household income top 5%, household income top 10%, household income top 10 to 50%, all right? Now listen, if this is your first time seeing this, how you can target high income collectors and your mind is blown, man, put the mind blown emoji in the chat. You can put wow in the chat. Like, let me know how you're feeling about this revelation right here, man, because this is a game changer when you start putting your art in front of the collectors that are actually spending money on it, all right? So let me show you a couple other examples right here, okay? So here's Art Basel. So we just had Art Basel in December, a few months ago, all right? And so we know people come all over the world to go to Art Basel Miami, right? Man, flights, hotels, food. If you driving, there's so many different. It's a big investment to get to Art Basel, okay? And so we know the collectors that like the Art Basel brand, they are spending a lot of money on art. And so if it makes sense for you to target collectors that like Art Basel, we can choose Art Basel, type in the word financial, and it's going to show us the collectors that make the top 5% of the income, top 10% of the income, and the top 10 to 50% of the household income, okay? Let me show you one more example, man. So we saw that Business Insider article that said Artsy had a 92% increase in e-commerce sales in April, okay? And so if you want to target those collectors that starting to spend all of that money on art on Artsy, all we got to do is target the Artsy brand, type the word financial in, and it's going to help us target the top 5% of income earners, top 10%, or the top 10 to 50% of income earners that like the Artsy brand, okay? Again, if this is blowing your mind, man, put wow in the chat, put the mind-blown emoji in the chat, because you literally can put your art in front of wealthy collectors that are spending a lot of money on art right now, okay? And so artists, when we do this, now we have what I call the keys to success, okay? Because these collectors have two very important things that you need your collectors to have when you want them to buy your art. So the first thing is these collectors have the willingness to buy art. And I know you have the willingness because you like Sotheby's, you like Art Basel, or you like Artsy, okay? And the second thing, which is as equally as important, arguably more important, is now when we use that financial layering, we know these collectors have the ability to buy art. And so when you can put your art in front of collectors that love art and in front of collectors that have the money to buy art, this access changes everything right here, okay? And so affluent artists are using this process to sell art worldwide. And so here's Nisha. She says, Sharess, your system rocks. I got another celeb lead as a result of my ads, and we spoke on the phone, and the person is willing to buy, right? And she's Indian, so she sold this piece in Indian rupees right here. Here's affluent artist, Miss Valerie. She sold over $3,250 from her ads, and she's a senior, okay? And so if you think you are too old, man, you're absolutely not. If she can do it, a grandmother, a senior, you can do it as well, okay? Here's Christy. Man, she spent $45 on ads, and she made over $1,400 in just a day and a half, all right? She got over 800 likes, 200 comments, over 100 shares, and about 300 messages. Type yes in the chat if you like to get over 300 messages from collectors that want to buy from you, all right? She said, I got 14 sales and about 10 possibles. Man, the only thing that she did is I wish she would have kept the ad on, right? She shouldn't have stopped it. If you got an ad that's selling your art around the clock, you want to keep that bad boy running and continue to make money for you, okay? And then here's my guy, affluent artist Joe. He said, and this happened last night, sold, all right? Joe sold a $2,000 piece from his ads while he was asleep, all right? And so if you want to advertise and have your ads running 24/7 and you want to wake up to new collector leads and new sales, man, put sleep money in the chat for me, all right? You can put the money bag emoji, you can put the bed, but just put some sleep money if you want to wake up to art being sold because you were advertising around the clock on Instagram, all right? And so artists, I've shown you how you can use Instagram ads and AI to target the same high income collectors the biggest art brands in the world use to sell art. Type yes in the chat if you're ready to get exposure to high income collectors online. I just type yes in the chat if you're ready to get exposed to the high income collectors online. All right. And so artists, you still here? So far you discovered how to create your art story to raise your prices, how to track your art sales and artwork, how you can easily share your art via text, email, or social. I see the yeses coming through. How to access a worldwide collectors marketplace, how to get collectors to buy your art with one click, like on Amazon, how collectors can track what they own from your collection, and how you can use Instagram to target collectors worldwide, all right? And then also, I just showed you how to use financial layering so you can target those high income collectors that's spending millions of dollars worth of art. All right. And so I want you to imagine your future best self just using this simple process. Okay. Imagine that you're selling art to collectors around the world because you're advertising online. Imagine that you're finally charging what you're worth and you're happy to sell a piece for the price that you get. Okay. And then ultimately, just imagine yourself living your dream life as a full-time affluent artist. Okay. You doing art full-time, you making money, living off your God-given talent. Man, let me know in the chat, like, what are you doing with all the extra money and free time? Just let me know in the chat. What will you be doing with your extra cash and your free time, man? I am excited to hear. I know some artists want to build a new studio. Some artists want to travel with their friends and family. Some artists want to create space for other artists to succeed and help out. Man, there's so many different artists I've spoken with, and we've got a lot of different dreams, man. So we're excited to serve you and help you unlock that, okay? And so now, artists, knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident pricing your art? Just type yes in the chat if you feel more confident leveraging your art story and using that to price your art, all right? And then are you happy you attended this class today? Type yes in the chat if you are happy you attended, if you had a breakthrough, all right? If there's anything that you learned today, just type yes in the chat and let me know. Do you realize the advantage that you have as an artist using these techniques, right? Versus continuing and do the same things, all right? I see the hell yeah in the chat. Let's go, man, all right? And can you see yourself using this to sell more art? Like, man, if you can't see yourself using artwork to have collectors buy with one click because they got their credit cards on file, oh, man, using that financial layering to target collectors that's spending millions on Instagram, I'm not sure, man, but we rocking and rolling over here, okay? And can you see yourself getting new collectors with this? All right. I see the yeses coming through. Let's go. All right. And so, artists, you got two choices. One, you can do what you always do, right? But if you do this, you'll continue to get the same results. Okay. And so if you're not selling as much art as you want, if you're not selling as frequently as you want, man, choice number two, you can sell with us and get handheld mentorship and guaranteed results. Okay. And so let me know if it's okay if I spend a few minutes going over a very special offer to help you accomplish your dreams. I just type yes in the chat if it's okay if I can spend a few minutes just going over this offer, because we're going to show you how we guarantee that you get your art sold, man. Really excited to share this information with you, all right? And so I want to introduce you to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. It's a fun and easy 5-step system for visual artists to raise prices, get new collectors, and sell more art online, all right? And so part number one is the Affluent Artist Masterclass. And so it's a simple 5-step process. Step number one is mindset. That's where we help you adopt that millionaire mindset so you can get rid of those starving artist broke attitudes. Step number two is price. This is where we show you how to raise your price by leveraging your art story so you can charge what you're worth. Step number three is sold. This is where we show you our cash collector system so you can start selling art quickly. Step number four is collectors. This is where we show you how to create lifelong relationships with your collectors and build community so they want to continue buying art from you. And then step number five is marketing. This is where we show you how to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and use that financial layering so you can target those high income collectors, okay? And here's my guy, Christian, just sharing his journey of how his art career and his sales were transformed after he became an affluent artist.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's Christian Lamar here, and I'm a portrait artist from VA. Now I just want to tell y'all why I joined the Affluent Artist Masterclass. I went to a great art school and learned from some phenomenal artists, but they never taught me how to sell my work. So after I graduated, I struggled, like, to the point of almost wanting to give up on my dream of being a professional artist. Well, this course changed all of that. It showed me how to turn my art into a business, and most importantly, how to sell online. So now I can sell to anyone, anywhere. And the results are super quick. I made my first sale within 30 hours of starting the program and made just under $1,500 within the first 5 days. And now that I'm in week 4, I've made just over $4,000. And it's super easy to follow. Like, if you're like me and you're ready to fulfill your dreams of being a professional artist, give the program a shot. You also get to join a community of artists that share their experiences every day of what works. So join me and the family and become an affluent artist today. All right. Peace.
Shout out to Christian, man. He came in and started rocking and rolling and selling art quickly. All right. So artists, again, this works for you. It literally works for all affluent artists at all prices. So if you paint, if you sculpt, if you do acrylic pours, you sell jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, AI art, drawings, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all price points. It really doesn't matter what type of art you're selling. Okay, this will work for you. And so here's Miss Joyce. She sold this beautiful mural, Happy Trails, for over $4,000. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell your next piece for over $4,000. All right. And as you see, we always tell the truth about making money. You see, she got that Canadian cash on the table right there. Man, I love when artists get cash sales and they spread it out and take a picture. We always show the proof of our sales. Okay. And this works even if your art isn't ready. So again, Jasmine, she used her art story and she posted the piece that she was still working on, and she sold a pre-order print the following morning. So again, she sold the print before the piece was actually done. All right. So if your art isn't ready, if you don't have a portfolio yet, if you're still creating something new, man, you still can start selling art right away if that's your goal. Okay. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. That's a $5,000 value. Okay. And then part number 2 is the Artwork Gold account. All right. And so I want you to imagine collectors buying your art from anywhere because you got access to artwork. And so Jen said, I'm so happy and grateful to have sold this piece. I'm going to supersize my fries tonight. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for over $2,700 like Jen did. Emergence Empower on artwork. Okay. And then here are some young collectors, man. I love when the moms and dads get the little collectors started young. Miss Yvonne, she sold Spidey senses to this collector right here. And you can see how happy he is with that big old smile, man. That smile matched that piece too, man. I absolutely love this one. And so artists, when you get access to artwork, you'll be able to accept payments up to $1 million. You can easily sell art anywhere, whether that's in person or online. You'll be able to track your art sales and collectors information in one place. Collectors can buy your art with one click, like on Amazon, and collectors can track their net worth in your art so they can see when your value increases as an artist, okay? Also, you'll be able to save a lot of money when you get artwork. So website fees, you can get rid of that, all right? Etsy fees or other marketplaces, you can get rid of that. Fairs and shows, right? Some artists don't want to do the fairs and shows because of the cost and the labor, right? You got to rent trucks, vans, get your art there. Most of the time, you're not making a whole lot of sales, so you're taking the stuff back. Again, if you want to do shows, you can use artwork at a QR code, which is show. But if you don't want to, you just want to sell online, you can do that as well, okay? Email marketing or CRM software, you can get rid of that. We got you covered there as well. And then one of the most important costs that you're going to save is that lost time trying to figure this stuff out on your own, all right? We got a community of artists that's excited to serve you and help you start selling your art, okay? And so again, I'm an artist as well. And so when I first started, I didn't know how to manage my art sales in one place to keep it clean and organized. And I didn't know how to track how much my collectors spent. Like I didn't have an easy way to do that. So I also didn't have a global marketplace where collectors could buy my art with one click. So I had to create artwork for myself. And I'm excited to share it with you as well. All right. And this is going to save you time and money because over 6 years ago, I had to spend over $60,000 in 3 years to figure out how to create an app to solve this problem. And so I don't want you recreating the wheel. So I'm going to give you an artwork account with this package so you can skip the cost, the trial, and the error. All right, cool. Type yes in the chat if that's cool. All right. And so again, man, artists are selling art quickly when they begin using artwork. Tierra loaded a piece. She a couple of days later, she got a notification that the piece sold, and she was just really excited at how quick the sale happened. Okay. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass and the Artwork Gold account. That's a $6,200 value. All right. And then part number 3 is the Affluent Artist Community. All right. So we have a global network of artists and collectors that love serving and that want to see you succeed. And so when you join today, you get access to our private Affluent Artist School community. Okay. And so this is going to give you the knowledge, community, encouragement, and the motivation you need to succeed in your art career. You can access the program and community anytime from anywhere in the world. Plus, we have unlimited support. So you can get 24/7 support in the school community. Plus, we have a live weekly sales session call to make sure you get all of your questions answered and you can get your handheld by our team and the other artists in the community that are already selling. All right. So we love to do the weekly sales sessions, man, because we talk each other through how to get our art sold live once a week. I absolutely love it. All right. And then again, another thing I love about the community is we have young artists as well as senior artists in the community. And so Miss Jovan, she enrolled her daughter Sanyu, and this is when I got a chance to meet them in person right here. And so Sanyu, she was 9 when she started, and she jumped in the game and started selling a lot of art as well. All right. And then Miss Phyllis, she was 73 when she started, and she made a sale in her first week. So again, no matter how young you feel or how old you feel, man, you are in the right place. We welcome you. We can absolutely help you sell your art, okay? And so I just want you to imagine a community of artists helping you 24/7. I know sometimes it can be lonely being an artist, man. You're creating on your own. You got people generally discouraging you, trying to get you to not sell your art or tell you to do something else or be realistic. But man, we got a community of artists that not only sell, but we help you sell too, and we teach what's going on. And so here is Sean. He said, lesson learned, follow up every time. You never know why somebody ghosts you. I thought maybe my price was too high for her and she was gone for good. Don't make up your own stories as to why they didn't call back. Just follow up and be polite. All right, that's powerful advice for artists that's trying to work through being ghosted. All right. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account, and you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community. And that's a $7,400 value. All right. And then we got some powerful bonuses for you. So bonus number 1, we're going to give you that luxury pricing method. That's a $1,000 value. All right. And so if you're tired of putting time and skill into your art only for buyers to continue lowballing you or not respecting the true value of your art, man, this is going to help you start to raise your price. All right. So again, Christy, she was new to this and she was rocking and rolling. She said, holy smokes, I reached out to an old friend and supporter of my art and landed a $1,000 mural job. The system works. I was thinking of asking $800. I was hoping for $600, but I boldly asked $1,000 and she didn't hesitate. All right. And so she's a single mom and she watched this class that you on right now, and she made $1,350 in the first 5 days following the class, man. So just a transformation for Christy. So excited and proud of her. And then here's Jen, man. She just put the crying emoji because she sold this piece Breakthrough 2 for $5,840 by leveraging this luxury pricing method. Okay. And then here's Brisha Jones. I walked you through her story of how she was speechless because she sold her highest selling piece at the time for $6,209. And it was the biggest piece that she ever sold. It was a 60 by 48. This piece, Fearless Expanded, okay? And again, that's leveraging that luxury pricing method. And so I want you to imagine your confidence skyrocketing because your art story has collectors emotionally invested in buying your art at any price. This is your new reality when you become an affluent artist, okay? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, and this powerful bonus luxury pricing method. And that's an $8,400 value. All right. Bonus number 2, we have our automated collector system. So we use a tool called High Level to manage all of our collector leads online. All right. And it's a simple 3-step process that we use. Step number 1, we leverage AI to create ads to run on Facebook and Instagram. We set up the system to bring collector leads in 24/7 because we advertising around the clock, and those lead to new art sales. So it's a really, really simple automated tool. So we got all of the web pages, all of the automations, the text message, the emails, everything is already done for you. You just got to edit and put it in your art and your stories. Okay. And so many artists suffer from feast or famine income where you sell art some months and some months you don't sell at all. And so I spent years investing time and money testing which art ads and what art sales pages work the best to turn clicks to collectors so you can have collectors coming to you 24/7 around the clock. Okay, man, when you start advertising and people come to you, that changes the game. So you're not out chasing people all the time. Okay, and trying to get people to buy your art. You got collectors coming to you that's interested and excited about buying your art. And so when you get an endless flow of new interested collector leads joining your email list and buying your art 24/7, this gives you predictable cash to grow your art brand and collector community while sales come in at the same time. And so if you already have a website that's not selling how you like, listen, you can keep it if you put a lot of work into it, or you can get rid of it if you want to save the cost. It's really up to you, okay? But our automated collector system will 100% replace your website. And so you can use ours to get new collectors coming to buy your art every day like clockwork, all right? And so again, man, this system is working so fast for artists. Chrissy spent $45 on ads and she made $1,400 in a day and a half after she got started with the automated collector system. Okay, so it absolutely flat out works. And so when you join today, artists, you're going to get access to the Artwork Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account. You're going to be able to join our Affluent Artist community. You'll get that luxury pricing method and that automated collector system. And that's a $9,600 value. Okay. And then bonus number 3, man, this is one of my favorite bonuses. We're going to show you how to get those high income collectors for artists that pay in full today. We're going to personally walk you through how to set up your art ads and how to get those high income collectors on Instagram. Okay. And so many artists struggle to get exposure to collectors that can afford their art at the price you think it's worth. And so I've spent over $250,000 on Instagram ads, figuring out the best way to target buyers with money. And so you get instant access to what's working now with Instagram ads and AI when you pay in full. Okay. And so I showed you earlier how we can target big brands like Sotheby's, put that financial layering on, and we can target the collectors that make the top household income. All right. This is a game changer, leveraging this technology to start target collectors that have the resources to pay whatever you want to charge for your art. Okay. And so again, you're going to get exposed to collectors with disposable cash. You'll be able to leverage AI to target the best collectors for your style, and you'll be able to predictably get new collectors 24/7 with your ads. Okay. And so here's Jen. She said, I got another deposit for a commission of $4,369 commission. She said she threw out a random number and they said, can they pay it in 3? Right. This is the stuff that starts to happen when you're talking to people who actually have the resources to invest into your art. Okay. Same thing with Jasmine. She set a goal to make $5K for the month, but she ended up making over $5,500 for the week, just being able to target the right collectors. All right. And then here's Isha. Man, she sold a piece for over $10,000. She got a custom creation. She installed this 5-panel commission. It was $10K. Man, absolutely love this piece. Just blown away. But this is what happens, man. You can start selling art for $10K or much more when you're targeting the right collectors. Okay. And so again, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get the Artwork Gold account, the Affluent Artist community, and some powerful bonuses. So you get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, I'm going to personally walk you through how to get high income collectors and set up that system. And that's a total value of over $10,600 when you join today. All right. And so artists, if all this did was help you raise your prices so you break your sales records, would that be worth 10K? Right? If you sold a piece for like 10K or more like Isha, would that be worth it? Just type yes in the chat. All right. And artists, if all this did was help you manage your sales and access Artwork's database of one-click collectors, would that be worth $10,000? Just type yes in the chat. Okay. And then if all this did was target high-income collectors so you can sell more art to the collectors that are buying and spending millions at Sotheby's, Artsy, Art Basel, would that be worth $10,000? All right. I absolutely think so. Okay. And so when I put together this program, I had 2 choices. My first choice was I could let you do this on your own with the wisdom you learned today, and you could be successful. Okay. You could be successful, but we wanted to shortcut your process and have our team dedicate more time, energy, and resources so we have a responsible and active role in your success. Okay. And so what are your dreams worth to you? Right. If you had an automated collector system bringing collectors to you, what would that be worth to you? All right. How much would you pay to have one successful system that brought you collectors around the clock? Okay. And so you can see why artists have paid over $10,000 for similar results from me, because it's not a cost when you do business with us. It is an investment that pays dividends and brings you collectors 24/7. And so when you join today by going to affluentartist.com, you won't have to invest anywhere near $10,600. Okay. Now, the normal price for the program is $5,000, but you won't have to invest anywhere near that today. All right. When you go to affluentartist.com, we got a special 91% off for only $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com right now to sign up today. Okay. And also, if you need a payment plan, we do have an affordable payment plan for $200 a month for 6 months. All right. And so if you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. You can also go to affluentartist.com right now to sign up. Okay. And so, man, these are a couple of artists that came to our $1 Million Artist Mastermind in Atlanta. And so if you wanted to get some personal, hands-on, in-person help selling your art, man, that'll be a $25,000 investment. Okay. And so this is a fraction of that because we're helping you online and we're being able to help many more artists. But when they came to the $1 Million Artist Mastermind, Jasmine said, I'm at a loss for words here. The Artwork Mastermind was beyond anything I imagined. Demetrius said in one word, epic. Okay. So go to affluentartist.com today, man. Join our community. We're going to take care of you, man. We're really excited to serve you. Also, just one of our bonuses, the automated collector system, it has over a $1,600 value. And there's so many different tools that you can get rid of and save money on. Okay. Websites, surveys and forums, email marketing, text messages, booking appointments and calendars, workflows. Man, you can track your calls with the collectors. Man, there's so many different things that you can do with the automated collector system. So you can save money on your website when you go to affluentartist.com and sign up with us. Okay. And so again, artists, you got two choices. You can do this on your own, all right, your own way. But if you continue to do that, you'll get the same results that you got before you got here. Okay. But choice number two, again, you can get handheld mentorship and guaranteed sales results when you go to affluentartist.com. And we guarantee the results because we have a 110% money back guarantee. All right. And so we're so confident that we can help you sell your art, because if we don't help you sell more art and get more collectors, you're going to have two simple options. Option number one, let's say you follow the steps, you take action, you decide it's not for you, man, you can win 110% of your money back. All right. We give you an extra 10% tip just for trying it out. Okay. Option number two, you will grow in the affluent artist community. And you say, man, Sherez, I really want personal help to achieve my art sales goals. All right. So you can get access to that 110% money back guarantee when you join today. All right. And so artists, why do we do this? We do it for a very selfish reason. And that's because I know it's a win-win. And so this makes it a no-brainer for you to join. And I know we can help you succeed. And so when you sign up, I know for a fact, one of these two things will happen. One, you will sell more art and get new collectors. As simple as that. Okay. Or if you go through the process and it doesn't work for you, you can win $1,100 from us just for trying it out. All right. Obviously, if you take the payment plan, we'll give you 10% in additional to the payment plan. Okay. And so you can get access to this guarantee when you go to affluentartist.com and sign up today. All right. Let me know when y'all sign up in the chat, man. We're excited to have you inside our community. Okay. And so there are a few qualifications to earn the 110% money back guarantee. All right. So first, you got to actually complete the 100% of the masterclass, just watching it and taking action. All right. The second thing, again, just take action on the steps so we know that you did it. Attend the live sales sessions every week so we can answer your questions. And then the most important thing is to sell art. All right? We want you to make money, okay? And then share your results on social media, all right? So it's really, really that simple, all right? And so with this, your profit is really guaranteed. Again, option number one, you follow the steps, you do the work, you decide it's not for you, you can win your money back, okay? And then option number two, you say, Sherez, listen, no, I want to grow in my affluent artist journey. And I really want you and your team's help to achieve my revenue goals every single month, man. Then sign up at affluentartist.com and we got you. Really excited to serve you and bring you into the community, okay? And so artists, the real question you got to ask, is it worth taking a few minutes to check this out, all right? And even if it does half of what I've shared today, listen, it will pay for itself as soon as you sell one painting for $1,000, all right? And so I love to tell our artists, listen, you're just one collector away from really transforming your entire life, all right? Whether that's your first collector or your next collector, you're seeing that you can get it in an automated way or making some of that sleep money, selling art, waking up to a sale, man, it'll transform your life when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, all right? And so again, artists, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to that Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses as well. That luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you're going to get access to that high income collectors where I'm going to hold your hand and show you exactly how to set up your Instagram ad so you can target collectors that have the cash to pay you what your art is worth. All right. That's a total value of over $10,600. Okay. And then for the artists that sign up today, we got a fast action bonus. We're going to give you that sold out art challenge. And so this is what many artists are using to sell art in the first 7 days. Okay. You also get live handheld coaching, and we're going to show you how to get your 100 dream collectors and so much more. So again, you're just one collector away when you go to affluentartist.com to sign up right now. All right. So again, this is only for the first 10 artists that join live. All right. So artists, get started now. Go to affluentartist.com and sign up. You're going to get a powerful, powerful opportunity to begin selling your art to high-income collectors online, okay? It's a total value of over $11,600, but we got a special 91% off for only $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com to join today. We also got a payment plan of $200 a month if you need an affordable option to get started, all right? If you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. If you got a question, type it in the chat, okay? So now at this point, I can see some artists in the system starting to sign up, and that makes me happy. I'm excited, man. So if you're still here, though, I can tell you're getting ready to sign up, or maybe you got some questions that you need answered first before you make that decision. So let's address those questions in the time that we have left. If you got a question, please type it in the chat, but I also want to go through some frequently asked questions that we get from artists all the time, all right? So the first one is, what if I already have a website? So again, if you aren't making sales on your website, you can send all of your collectors to Artwork, and you can use our automated collector system so you can eliminate hosting costs and those monthly fees, okay? Do collectors need an Artwork account to buy? So collectors can buy as a guest, but we encourage them to get an Artwork account so they can track their art collection, okay? If you buy as a guest, that's totally cool, but if you get an account, they can see all of the artists they purchased from, when they purchase it from you, the value of it. It's a lot of powerful details they can track when they get an account, okay? How do I afford the investment? So listen, this is a great question. One of the ways that artists have afforded the investment is pre-selling their art. So I've shared with you how Jasmine was working on this Chadwick Boseman piece, and she actually pre-sold prints before it was done. All she did, she leveraged her art story and organic conversations with people on her social media, okay? And so we showed you in secret number 1 how to craft your art story with our 3-step framework so you can start pre-selling art right now with what you learned today to get the investment so you can join the community, okay? Some artists want to know, how do I make the time? Listen, that's a great question as well. And so first, let me tell you, Brescia Jones, she's a single mom, and she made sure that she made the time so she could start selling these $2,500 commissions right here, okay? And so one of the things that we do to make the time is we create what we call a success block. And so we usually do that first thing in the morning. We like to wake up at least ideally an hour or more if you can, but at least an hour before you normally do, man, just so you can put the freshest version of yourself into your art and your dreams, okay? Because what tends to happen is, we'll start working on our business after you get off of work. You're dealing with family, friends, just the rest of the world, and then you kind of tired. And you don't want to give like that depleted version to your dreams, man. So we like to set that morning success block, do it first thing in the morning, and you'll be amazed at how much stuff you just start getting done, okay? And so that's a great way to make the time. Some artists ask, can I do this from anywhere in the world? Absolutely. So Miss Joy is in Canada. I'm in the United States. Wherever you live in the world, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can absolutely use this process to start selling art, okay? And then what if I'm just getting started? Listen, this is a great question too. And one of my favorite stories to illustrate, it doesn't matter how inexperienced you are or how young you are, is how Tierra, after she joined, she started selling art and going through our process, and her kids were inspired by their mother. And so they were ages 2, 5, and 7 years old. And she actually taught them the process. They set a goal to make $250, but with the support of their family and friends, they made over $500, man. She said she's proud of them. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of her. You just never know, man, when you start to invest into your goals and believe in yourself, just what kind of beautiful things that can begin to happen for you, okay? And so you can get started easily when you go to affluentartist.com and sign up today, all right? Some artists ask, is the process too hard or too technical, okay? Absolutely not. So Miss Valerie, she was 68 years old when she joined, and she sold over $10,000 in her first 4 months, all right? So she's a senior, she's a grandmother, and she was talking about taking her time to master each steps and learn all of these new to me apps. But if a senior can do it, a grandmother, you can absolutely do it as well when you join by going to affluentartist.com, all right? And so artists, just frankly, man, we got to get the resources or we have to be resourceful, okay? Your resourcefulness is one of your most powerful assets. And so Miss Stacy learned that as well. Before she joined, she was having some financial hardship, but she figured out how to get the investment so she can become an affluent artist. And she said, yes, it works. Made my call to a friend and said she wanted these paintings when they're done. I called and told her that they're done. She could buy one for $250 or three for $6, and the friend took all three. Okay. Some artists want to know, is there too much competition? Listen, absolutely not. I'm an artist and a collector. And if you were to look around the home, man, there's art all around from different artists, different styles, different places that I purchase this stuff. And so if you know real collectors, man, we buy art from all over the place if we like it. Okay. So there is more than enough abundance for all of us to win and be successful. All right. What is the artwork commission? So it's only 10%. And more important than that, you get to keep all your collectors' data. And so galleries and dealers usually take 30 to 60%, and they do not give you the collector's information. All right. But we want you to build a direct relationship with your collectors. Okay. What budget do I need for ads? So you literally can get started with as little as $5 a day. All right. Invest more if you can, but that's a great way to just get in the game, to start getting some traction, to start getting some interested collector leads that's interested in your art. Okay. And so artists, listen, being a full-time artist absolutely beats working a 9 to 5, man. So you can ask Mia. She got paid $1,000 down payment for this beautiful piece that she did for a 2-year-old's bedroom. Man, ain't no telling how many hours you have to work at a job to get this kind of income from your God-given creativity, okay? And there's also that community support that creates those success habits, all right? So I love our community. We got a lot of artists from different parts of the world that are focused on helping one another sell art and make money. And we're having a great time doing it, okay? And man, one of the things I often hear is like artists be so inspired by the other artists in the community, breaking their sales records, just creating really dope and fresh and new art and new styles, man. And it just makes you like want to succeed and want to do better, just being in that environment with other artists that want to share and they want to help, okay? And so again, artists, information alone is not enough. And so if you've searched on YouTube, you read books, if you've, invested into other programs and you still don't have the results that you want, information alone is not enough. You need a community, you need a system, you need a process. And so if you want to get booked and busy like Toya, man, go to affluentartist.com and join our community today. All right. And so artists, again, you got to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want money or do you want excuses? Because we can't have both. All right. And so Jonte, he decided that he wanted money. All right. He figured out what he had to do to join the program. Next thing we know, man, he's selling a $2,000 lamb piece, collecting these payments from these awesome collectors right here. Okay. And so if you want money, you can join affluentartist.com. If you want to continue to find excuses why you can't succeed, man, listen, I encourage you to just take a leap of faith, man, and invest into yourself by becoming an affluent artist. Okay. And so one of the things that we rarely really calculate is the true cost of inaction. All right. What if this helped you start selling just one piece per week? Would that be worth it? Okay. I think yes. All right. Regardless of what your price point, just starting to be able to sell art every week could be life-changing. Okay. Especially with collectors that become repeat collectors and buy more art from you. But really, what's the lost opportunity cost? Right? Are the future missed sales really worth continuing to struggle to sell your art because you're trying to figure it out on your own? Right? So it's February now. Man, if you don't get started in February, man, you missing out a lot of money that you could have made in February. Same thing with March. Same thing if you wait until the spring, into the summertime. Okay. Those are months that you're waiting that you could have been making money selling your art and getting new collectors. All right. Because if you follow this, one of the steps I shared on today's event, you can make a profit in the first week when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. All right. If you need help ordering, you can text join to 470-777-7549. All right. Another way artists get the investment is by asking friends and family to be your investors. Okay. When people know that you got a plan and you got community support and you got mentorship, they're much more open to helping you and investing into you. Okay. And so Miss Valerie, again, she was a senior, a grandmother. She said, family, I want to share. Finished this today, posted it 3 hours ago, sold to a collector. We'll be posting when I get paid. Cherish, she said she sold a piece for $450 her first week in the program right here. Okay. And so also PayPal has a great option to invest into you as well. They got PayPal credit. You can go to paypal.com/credit to apply. All right. And so they have no payments plus no interest if you pay it in full in 6 months. Okay. So you got to pay in full. But you can go through the Affluent Artist Program, 6 months on PayPal, start selling some art, make money, pay PayPal back, and not have any interest payment, okay? And so, artists, the time is now, man. We're excited to serve you. Go to affluentartist.com and join right now, because if you're ready to actively implement this wisdom and you want to be like Raquel, she said, without negotiation or hesitation, this collector purchased this piece at my $1,200 asking price. I am beyond grateful for the knowledge and the quick turnaround. All right, these are kind of results that you can get when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. All right, so let's accomplish your dreams together, artists. So I know as a fellow artist, the struggle with selling art is real. All right, but when it's gone from your life, how will you feel about that? Like, how much better will your life be? Right? Think about that for a minute. Like, how much stress is working a job and never having enough money causing your mind and your body right now? Because after you join, it's gone, right? Like poof, all right? Just can you feel the difference? And it's just a lot lighter, all right? And it starts by going to the link below and joining now when you go to affluentartist.com, all right? I'm going to walk you through the checkout process so you can get started right now. So let me pop out real quick. And so when you go to affluentartist.com, it's going to bring you here. So you will see that you still have a little bit over 72 hours to join at this special price before the price goes back up, okay? And so we recap the offer here. We talk about the 110% money back guarantee. And all you got to do is input your name, your email, your phone number, your shipping address, and choose which option you want. All right, if you want to pay in full, you can choose this, but you can also choose the payment plan as well, okay? And then if you want to add this VIP add-on, add that to your order as well. So we can just talk about how you can hit your revenue goals and achieve your dream art vision, okay? You can enter your 16-digit debit or credit card, enter the expiration, the CVC code, your country and your zip code. Click join now and you will be in, all right? So we're really excited to serve you and to see you on the inside, all right? So let me come back. And so, artists, I'm going to do one last recap. All right, so get started now. If you got a question, type it in the chat. All right, I don't see any questions right now, but we're excited to have you on the inside, man. Congratulations to all the artists who are going to take advantage of this opportunity. And when you join by going to affluentartist.com, you'll get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to that Artwork Gold account. You get access to the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses that's going to help you start selling art now, okay? So you get access to that luxury pricing method, that automated collector system. And when you pay in full, we're going to personally show you how to get those high income collectors on Facebook and Instagram using that financial layer. All right. And then for the first 10 artists that join, you're also going to get that bonus sold out art challenge that artists are using to sell art in the first 7 days. Okay. And so that's a total value of over $11,600 that you can get for a special 91% off for only $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com. All right. We also got an affordable payment plan if you want to get started for just $200 a month for 6 months. All right. If you need help ordering, text join to 470-777-7549. Again, get started by going to affluentartist.com. You can put that in your mobile phone or on your computer, or you can also text join to 470-777-7549. All right. I don't see any questions. Let me drop this in the chat for everybody. And if I don't see any questions, we're going to get up out of here, man, so we can take care of the artists, get back in the community, and make sure that we helping y'all rock and roll, all right? So I just dropped that link in the chat for everybody. All right. Simple and easy. If you got a question, type it in the chat. If not, we're going to get up out of here, all right? So let me do one last recap. I'm excited to serve you, artists. You still got a little over 72 hours to take advantage of this offer before this price expires. All right, so get started now by going to affluentartist.com. Man, we are inside of the community waiting, excited to serve you, all right? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You'll get your Artwork Gold account. You get access to the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method bonus. You're going to get that automated collector system bonus. And when you pay in full, you're going to get access to the high income collectors bonus, where we show you how to leverage financial layering with Facebook and Instagram ads, so you can create an automated system of collectors coming to you 24/7. Okay. So again, that's a total value of over $11,600. But we got a special 91% off for only $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com. All right. So I don't see any more questions. Man, y'all have a wonderful night. Peace and much love to you. Excited to serve you. Make sure you go to affluentartist.com and join before the offer expires. And I'll see you on the inside.